How you doing, everyone? My name is Jamin, and I doubt any of you know this, but I actually left my job in my old grocery store and started a new job. So I thought I would do this video, just say that, say who I worked with. I'm not gonna say their names for reasons, but who I worked with uh, before I left and just my work experience there. I have their names off to the side, but I'm not going to say their names. So the first one, we'll call him Cook number one. He was a nice guy. Him and I didn't really talk much, but he was all around a nice guy, and he would always help out with anything anyone needed, really. But he mainly was the cook, and he got work done fast. The next one, we'll call her Salad Girl, because she mainly worked on salads. She was always a pleasure to work with, at least from my experience. But she was always a pleasure to work with. I always loved seeing her. I always said hi to her. I always asked how she was. And she was just all around. I really liked working with her. The next person, I'll just say I have a history with this person. We'll call him Cook number two, I guess. Um, I don't even know what to say about him. Okay, the first day I met him, he was not shy at all. He came up, introduced me, started talking to me. He was just so energetic, and he was always so nice and so friendly. He always gives me fist bumps and like he asks how I'm doing. I actually have a few phrases that he actually likes. That I don't know if I'll be able to say on here, but I would always sing and he would always enjoy my singing. I actually sang one of his favorite songs, at least to my knowledge, one of his favorite songs. And he's just always so nice, so energetic, and yeah, I loved working with him. The next person, we'll call him Meat Cutter 1. He usually worked up front at the meat slicer. Um, he and him and I didn't really talk with him much because I didn't really work with him much. But the days I did work with him, he was really really nice. He shared some stuff with me that I honestly would not have looked up on my own. But one day I was pricing boxes and he was cutting meats and we just talked for like 4 hours straight. Well, not 4 hours, but a few hours. And he was just really nice. I'm sorry if I sound like a broken record, but all these people were just super good to work with. Um, the next girl, uh we'll call her Foods to Go. So she was always happy. Like no matter what you say to her, unless it's something mean or offensive, she would always have a smile on her face. And she's so sweet and so kind. Her voice is very welcoming. It's welcoming and soft, so it's not like harsh or rough. And honestly, I yeah, she was just really sweet and nice. I'm sorry, I'm sounding like a broken record here. The next girl, she was kind of a new girl. I think she stayed there or she's actually coming up on just a few months, like under a year, from when I met her. And I was guy to actually train her. She was shy at first, but she eventually opened up, and yeah, she always wore a smile. She was always working. She was an asset to the deli, which is where I worked. Uh, next guy. This guy is a character. Not as much as me, but he is a character. He liked the Backstreet Boys like I do, and he even sang some of the songs along with me. But yeah, he was always friendly. He I just don't have words to describe them. Well, I mean, I do, but not as much as I would want to. But yeah, he was just a super nice guy. Um, First day I met him, he was just nice right off the bat. Okay. Next person. This person was really fun to work with. She she mainly cooked and did salads. Sorry. But when I did work with her, she would always keep me on track. She would always um she would always just have welcome my presence. And she actually liked a song that not many of you, I don't think any of you know. It's a really old song by God, what's his name? I can't think of it. But the song is called Trololo. Um I honestly cannot remember the guy's name, but she really liked that song, and I asked her about it, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I know that song." Yeah, she was super fun. The next girl, she actually is subscribed, so if you see this, hi. But yeah, I worked with her. She always had everything prepared. I'll say that. Like when we would take down hotcakes, she would have bags prepared for chicken, or cups prepared for the sides like macaroni and cheese, corn, mashed potatoes, and she would always just be prepared and like ready to go for anything, and she would get stuff done quick, like immensely quick. All right, the next girl, she mainly worked in the morning. Okay. She was super sweet though. She actually used to be the previous boss before my current boss. But she was always super sweet. She mainly worked in foods to go in the morning, and she would leave around, and I don't know when she'd leave around, but yeah, she would always have a card, always smile, always greet me, and she was just just a ray of sunshine to be around. The next girl, she used to work, I think, salads mostly, and she would always talk to me, and I would ask her things. She actually went to school with Prince, so that's kind of cool. If you don't know, Prince is a musician, and he's from Minnesota too. Yeah, but she was friends with Prince, and she was just super nice, always sweet, always laughing, and she was just really nice. All right, the next person is me. After that, this girl, she would come in, work, and she would clean like nobody's business. Like if there was a speck of something on anything, she would clean it. She would double clean. She would triple clean. She was a cleaning machine. Like you didn't like if she worked that day, you did not have to worry about anything being dirty. She would clean it until it was spotless and shining. Obviously, that's an exaggeration, but you guys get what I mean. Next was a guy who was around my age, actually. Um, I would do my Mario impression of him, and he got kind of sick of Mario because when he was younger, I think his brother played Mario, and he just got tired of the voice. But I would just do my Mario voice, and he would always smile, and him and I worked actually really well together. Sometimes we would get off track, but then someone would say like would help us get back on track to what we were actually doing. And him and I actually listened to some of the same music. Next is a cook that I talked to, but I didn't really get to know well. Um, he was mainly a cook, but he was actually nice. The first day I met him, I told him that he looked familiar, but I couldn't place it. And yeah, him and I just, we weren't, I don't want to say we weren't friends, but I didn't get to really know him as much as anybody else on the list. All right, the next person, he was also a cook. He actually transferred from clean team to the deli. And the first few days on the deli, I thought that him and I would have a problem. But it's just that he was under some stress, and he needed some, he needed to be like in the right position, and that was not up front. It was in the kitchen cooking or cleaning dishes. And him and I, we would always, he would talk about memes, and I would enter a conversation, and we would continue a conversation about basically anything. And the next girl, I don't have her on the list, but I do remember her. She was the newest girl that we have. She also worked on salads, I believe, and she was new, so she needed some help. But if I wasn't there, someone would help her. If I was there, she would ask me to help her, and I would help her gladly. And the last person was my boss, and she is also subscribed to me. So, hi. But yeah, she was one of the best bosses I've ever had. I mean, she really liked me. I know that because she actually told me. And she would just always make sure I'm on track, always make sure I'm working. And I actually really loved working with her because no matter what, I would always have something to do while working with her. And I just really liked working with her. I liked working around her. And I would always make her smile with anything. But yeah, those were the people I worked with. Like I said in the beginning, I didn't say any names, but I did describe them. Sorry. But yeah, that was my work experience. Overall, my work experience with the people I worked with was great. I honestly really liked it. And there were some days where it wasn't so good, but everyone has those days. But yeah, I just want to make this quick video to say the people I worked with and how my work experience at my old job was. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked it, hit that like button. It really helps out the channel. Subscribe and also share with your friends. And I'll see you all next time. Hedo.